We're live, we're live, we're live. How is everyone? We're actually live. I apologize for being so late. The reason that I am so late is because Impact Wrestling, well, no, it's my fault, I should have prepared, but Impact Wrestling has about 1 million matches on this card tonight. So I've been just busy today doing 1 million different things. So I've been doing 1 million different things. I've been editing for Wrestling Inc. today and putting graphics together and then doing all this kind of stuff. So it's been a crazy, so anyway, finishing my sentence, I just haven't had a lot of time. So I wanted to do good graphics. I always want to do good graphics. So I had to make the graphics for Impact Emergence in the last half an hour. That wouldn't be a problem if there's only a few matches. The issue is that tonight there is about 1 million different matches on this Impact Emergence show. So yes, it was a little bit of a rush. A little bit of a rush to say the least. So I've now got to go on to Impact Plus, and actually I don't even have the show up yet. That is how much of a rush I'm doing, because I'm also doing this tonight. And then I'm doing Rampage, the first dance. So there might be crossover. There might be crossover tonight. My plan is, I am kind of risking it, but my plan is that we're going to be doing this Impact Emergence watch long here. And then I don't know how long this is going to go on for. Honestly, I don't know how long this will last. But if I would hope that they've moved it to midnight, 7 p.m. Eastern, so that they know that they can get everything done before Rampage starts. Because that's the show people are watching. That's the show people are watching tonight. People are watching Rampage. So my hope is that it lasts about 2 hours 45, let's say. If that's the case, that would work perfectly, because we can then jump from this Impact Emergence stream to the AEW Rampage The First Dance stream, which we're going to be going straight to. So we're going to have 2 watch-alongs tonight. We're going to have Impact Emergence, and we're going to have AEW Rampage. And then tomorrow we've got SummerSlam, watch-along and post-show. Sunday we've got NXT TakeOver 36, watch-along and post-show. Sunday as well, if you're a football fan, I'm going to be doing the Manchester United Southampton post-match reaction as well. So as Darth Thor says in the chat, you are very much right. He says, Owen, my man, you got a long weekend ahead of you. I certainly do, but I wouldn't miss it for the world. This is what I'm very fortunate that this is what I do, and I'm very happy to do it. I'm very, very happy. So it's it's a busy weekend, but a great weekend. This is what like I said, this is what I love doing. This is what I love doing. Whilst it was a bit of a rush there for a second, and I'm just going to double check that everything is working, because you never know. I had a nightmare of a stream earlier today. Yeah, that is working. God, I'm loud. Yeah, I had a nightmare of a stream. Well, not a nightmare of a stream. It was just technical issues earlier today. I did a stream on United View. I did the Ole Gunnar Solskjaer press conference and match preview for the match against Southampton on Sunday. And it's different softwares that we kind of use for each thing. And it wasn't working, and I had to go to another software, and I mean, it was delayed like half an hour, and it was just and then I realized, it's a little peek behind the curtain, but then I realized that I was on mic before the intro started, you can hear me breathing like heavily, it was just what a day it's been. And we're only getting started tonight. So we're going to be watching Impact Emergence, and then we're going to be watching AEW Rampage. If you are new to the channel, be sure to subscribe, bottom right hand corner, smash a like on the like button too. We're going to be here for about 4 hours, I guess, tonight, right? It's going to go from about 12 to 3, and then Rampage is going to go from 3 to 4. So about 4 hours. We're going to be in it for the long haul tonight, guys. So please do join. Ryan CFC says, great, almost time for Punk, then Premier League games after that, SummerSlam, and then he also says, boo up the Chouse. Chelsea started very well this season, very well. Super chats are also open as well. If you want to contribute to the channel, you can do so by clicking the $sign. It's very much appreciated, but not expected, of course. We're just building a great community here on the channel, and it's just talking about a lot of our love of pro wrestling, sharing our opinions, sharing our love of pro wrestling. I think in terms of subscriber numbers now, we're 4,550, I think. Last time I checked, something like that. So that number is amazing. I could never have imagined ever getting to that kind of numbers when I first started out this channel. So that still to this day just completely blows my mind. I got a new microphone, by the way. I got a new microphone this week. I think it sounds better than the old one. The old one I had to... The thing, you know when they say plug and play about microphones? A lot of microphones aren't like that. Yes, you can plug them in, but you plug them in and they sound awful. I like this one. I like this one a lot. I've plugged it in. I haven't really had to do anything to it. It doesn't sound echoey. Where I broadcast from is a bit... I don't know if it's the ideal space to broadcast from, but nevertheless, I think I think this microphone's good. So I'm very happy with this one. It was a good purchase. I did purchase another camera, which I'm not using right now, because the camera I got sucked. It was so bad. So that was a pain. So I had to return it, which always sucks. Von Vile's with us. He says it's on. I believe he's referring to Impact Emergence. Impact Emergence is on shortly. Yes. And for whatever reason, of course, my Impact Emergence is now not working. This is just always the way with this Impact Plus stuff. Because, of course, it should be working, but it's not. I don't know why. Oh, that's why. This is what I was telling you. This is where when I was saying that I'm rushing and just not prepared tonight. This is exactly why. I am very much not prepared. I was busy doing the graphics. I wasn't even logged in. I was doing some video editing as well. All that stuff. It was just chaos, as they would say. Why is it saying that I haven't logged in? When I have. Impact Plus is just loving me tonight, isn't it? Oh, for God's sake. Does anyone else ever have issues with Impact Plus? Because I feel like I do all the time. And it's beyond frustrating. Telling me that I haven't logged in. And of course I have. Oh, just Impact Plus is just not having it tonight. Which is good. Otherwise, I'm going to have to figure out another way of doing it. Yes. This is a great advert for Impact Plus, isn't it? That I can't log on. Man, Impact, sort out your streaming service. Usually I log... This is the thing. Usually I log on earlier, but I didn't have time tonight. And this is what happens when you try and log on at the start of a show. It just goes crazy, and it's so frustrating. Because I know this has happened to a lot of people in the past. We'll try on another browser. I tell you what, this stream is going very well. Very well so far. Man. You can let me know in the chat as well if you're struggling to log on to Impact Plus tonight. To be honest, though, even if you weren't, that's what it's like sometimes. For a promotion that sort of is very keen on people using their service, it goes just crazy. If it has about 5 people on it, it goes nuts. I will also have Smackdown on in the background, so we'll know what's going on with Smackdown. If anything big happens to Smackdown, we'll know about that as well. Darthor says, I always log on like 15-20 minutes ahead of time because this happens to me. Exactly. Hey, we got it. It's Matt Cardona versus Rehwoldt Raju. We got there. We got there in the end, guys. Impact. I mean, I've had a long night, a long day already. It's going to be the death of me. Honestly. We're here, though. We got there in the end. It's Matt Cardona, Rehwoldt Raju. We missed like the first 7 minutes because Impact Plus, if it has 10 people on there, crashes. Oh, God. But we got there in the end. It's Matt Cardona, Rehwoldt Raju. I don't know about you guys, but Matt Cardona, Impact version of Matt Cardona, I really don't care for. GCW Matt Cardona, I like that. I like that a lot. But this version of Matt Cardona, could not care less. But we managed to get there in the end, guys. All praise be to Safari, because it was Safari that got there in the end. Although, let's be honest, Impact really need to sort that out, because I'm not the only one that would obviously have had issues tonight. It's notorious for it, isn't it? Let's be honest. Lockie says, big fan, keep up the great videos. I appreciate that, Lockie. Really do appreciate that. Means more than you know. Ace Austin is better than you says, Impact Wrestling should bring in the Iconics and the Ascension to help both tag team divisions, because right now both tag divisions are suffering. Do you agree? I would love to see the Iconics in Impact. I don't know if they will be. There's rumours about them possibly going to that all-female promotion. Don't know if that's going to happen. Ace Austin is better than you said, the struggle is real. It really is. I mean, it really is. Again, what I went through for the first 10 minutes of this show is an accurate representation of, I think, how a lot of people go through going on Impact Plus, because that is just, it's all the time, every event. Like I said before, usually if I have more time, I'll log in like 15-20 minutes before and I'll be all right. But if you're logging in last minute, it just won't work for you, which makes you wonder, because then the problem with that is that there are people that just are not going to. Oh, Rehwoldt nearly landed on his head there. There are people that are going to say, oh yeah, you know what, actually I wasn't planning on it, but oh my God, Matt Cardona went for, I mean, he floated over the top rope. I don't know if Rehwoldt meant to sort of trip him up on the apron, but man, that was nasty. Anyway, yeah, there'll be people that would sort of chance and go, yeah, I'll watch Impact Emergence tonight, and then they can't log on. They go, actually, no, you know what, I'm not going to watch it because Impact Plus sucks. Kato White says, will you be watching AEW tonight? And if CM Punk tonight, can you please shout loud? I will be watching AEW tonight. After Impact Emergence, we're going to be doing an AEW Rampage, The First Dance watch along too. And hopefully, FITE TV is better than Impact Plus was for me so far. But yes, we are going to be doing a watch along for Rampage, The First Dance tonight as well. I think we'll do a post show as well, talking about Punk and his debut and all that kind of stuff. Usually I would do a post show for the Impact Plus events, like tonight, but we're just not going to have time. And, pre-warning here, guys, if it looks like Emergence is going to run over onto Rampage time, I'm just going to have to stop the stream and go on to Rampage, which sucks, but Rampage is the big show tonight, unfortunately. Darthor says, I was hoping Green would change him more dark and aggressive. Yes. Ryan CFC says, use Chrome, fam. I was using Chrome. I used Google Chrome. That's my browser. I was using that, and that was not working on Impact Plus tonight, so I had to switch to Safari. Devin says, tonight is CM Punk's debut in AEW. It is. We'll be watching. We'll be watching live. Rehwoldt, just a kick to the face of Matt Cardona. Matt Cardona kicks out. I tell you what, that was a good point, though. What I'll do is I'll put a link in the description to the AEW Rampage watch along we're doing tonight as well. And then everyone can know, once they ask if I'm going to be doing a Rampage watch along, are you going to be doing the Punk watch along, all that kind of stuff, I can say, just go look straight in the description. That's what we'll do. Let's get that link. Go on to here. I'm like the worst multitasker in the world, by the way, as well. Pro Wrestling Fan says, doubt they'll go over. I really do as well. You would think they would be wise about that. Because if they go over, they're going to lose all of their viewers. It would seem pretty pointless. There will be a link in the description box now for the AEW Rampage, the First Dance watch along that we'll be doing after this as well tonight. So we're all set up, finally. After a long day and a bit of a rush getting this stream up and going, we're finally doing it. So Rehwoldt and Matt Cardona are down in the ring. As always, I've got my energy drink with me. I didn't have my other one. I should have bought another one. Damn it. So Cardona and Rehwoldt trading blows right now. Trading forearms. I want Nick Gage to show up in Impact and just beat the hell out of Cardona. Flapjack by Cardona. And a clothesline in the corner. There's like 10 matches on this card as well. It's an outrageously bloated card. I was going to go for the broski boots. Rehwoldt rolls out the ring. And again, kick to the face of Rehwoldt. I'm always like bugged when it comes to Impact about how loose the ropes are. Well, the cables. They have cables. They don't have ropes. Only WWE has ropes. Everyone else has cables, and rightfully so. But the cables of the Impact ring are always so loose. And it always really bothers me. Like, they're way too loose. Cardona floats over, lands on the knees of Rehwoldt. Graham says, can anybody imagine the plan is for CM Punk to sign his AEW contract tonight and he shows up on Smackdown instead? He's not showing up on Smackdown. Rehwoldt, front suplex. Cover. Cardona kicks out. As I mentioned, I will have Smackdown on the screen to my right here. So if something happens worthwhile, we can talk about it. But at the end of the day, it's Smackdown. Darthor says 3 titles tonight as well. Rehwoldt, big boot to the face. Hits the corner. Cannonball on the corner, but Cardona rolls out the way. Ryan CFC says, people said Punk won't be there. There's no way WWE, this is how long a day it is, AEW would book a $20,000 expensive building to run for 1 hour, 10 p.m. show without him showing. Well, they'll probably do some tapings before and after, but you're right. There is no way that CM Punk does not show up tonight. No way. If they booked the United Center, randomly, by the way, because they're running Chicago in 2 weeks' time for 3 shows. So if they randomly book the United Center in Chicago based on a rumor and they've sold it out and they don't deliver CM Punk, they will lose. I mean, they might lose irreversible amount of credibility with their audience. I mean, seriously, it might be that bad. So I really, really, really don't see a scenario where Punk doesn't show up. Beautiful flatliner by Rehwoldt. Cover. Cardona kicks out. Chelsea Green's there at ringside. In the time that Rehwoldt made the cover, she pitched about 5 ideas to become associates with the most over characters on the roster. I'm only joking. Well, the thing is with Chelsea Green, it's just... I can understand some people's criticism, but at the end of the day, I can also understand that she's trying to be successful in the wrestling business. Cardona knees to the gut, goes to the second rope, and a beautiful drop kick. Cardona gets Rehwoldt up on the shoulders. Beautiful TKO. Cover. And Rehwoldt kicks out at 2. Ace Austin is better than you says, is there any updates on if No Way has signed a contract with Impact yet? I would probably say no. And I don't know, but I would probably say no. The reason I would say no is because Impact doesn't really hand out contracts that much. But then again, Zicky Dice has just signed with them. Shearer's up on the apron. Cardona hits him. Rehwoldt goes for a schoolboy feet on the ropes. On the referee's notice. It bugs the hell out of me that, like, he didn't notice. He just knew to stop because that wasn't the finish. He didn't catch him. He just stopped. Rough Rider. 1, 2, 3. That's all she wrote. Matt Cardona gets the victory. Darth Thor says, next week I'm going. We get Dynamite and Rampage the same night. So pumped for 2 shows. Yeah, Rampage is going to be doing sort of back-to-back tapings, isn't it? With Dynamite. Choke slamming. Ace Austin is better than you says, what if the best in the world AW is talking about is actually Buddy Murphy or Kalisto or Alberto El Patron Del Rio? It's none of them. It really isn't. Buddy Murphy isn't even actually allowed to. His non-compete isn't up yet. I think it's up like September 2nd or something like that. I think. So that's not up yet. If the best in the world was referring to Kalisto or Alberto Del Rio, I'd say, man, there would be a riot. There would be a riot. And again, this would be irreversible stuff for AW. Chelsea Green has managed to run off Shearer and Rehwoldt. And Rehwoldt and Shearer back away. Chelsea Green tends to a man in the middle of the ring. Matt Cardona gets the win, but he's not the last one standing here. As Shearer and Rehwoldt make their way out. You can see Matt Cardona's back is still cut up after his stuff against Nick Gage. So why is he being the plucky babyface here? Embrace the Matt Cardona we've seen in GCW. That's what I want to see. As Matt Cardona and Chelsea Green. Even Matt Cardona, Matt Striker and D'Lo Brown are going to run down the card. So they're running down the card. We've got Steve Macklin, Petey Williams. We've got Madison Rayne versus Taylor Wilde, which I think is hilarious considering that Madison Rayne was retired earlier this year. We've got the number 1 contenders match, which I am looking forward to. I think that's going to be very good. Austin, Moose, Callihan, Sabin. We've got mixed tag team match. Purrazzo and Rehwoldt versus Trey, Miguel, Melina. Jake Something, Josh Alexander. Very good match. I'm looking forward to that one. We've got a triple threat tag team match for the Impact Tag Team titles. Violent by Design, Rich Swann, Willie Mack, and the Good Brothers. Should be a fun match too. I've been doing some good stuff with Doc Gallows and Joe Doering in recent weeks on Impact. I've been enjoying that. And we've got Brian Myers versus Christian Cage. From what I've heard, it's actually an excellent match, to the surprise of no one, because why wouldn't it be a good match? And Christian Cage competing inside of an Impact Wrestling ring. How exciting is that? I don't know about you, but I'm very excited for that one. Very excited for that main event. So we're going to have this 8-person tag team match. So here comes Tasha Steelz and Savannah Evans. Ryan CFC says, it's Punk. TK said himself, people know what to expect. He said people know what to expect, and he's not going to let people down. They have done realistically what TNT wanted them to do without going too far to the other side. When Sting made his debut for AEW last year, Tony Khan was told by TNT, look, don't do that again, in the sense that don't make it a surprise, because we want the ratings and we want the buzz. And obviously, you have to find the happy medium. I think Tony Khan went back to him saying, look, I don't want to give surprises away, but I also want to please the network. This is the way to do it. They haven't confirmed anything, but everyone still knows what's going to happen. ASOS is better than you said. Madison Rayne was retired for 5 seconds and came back immediately. What was the point in her retiring? I wish Tenille got Summer Rae or someone else instead as a tag team partner. Here comes No Way and Falabar, and here comes the Congo line. I'll be honest with you, when it comes to No Way, I understand that like Impact can kind of get away with that gimmick, but if I was him, my kind of response to doing that same gimmick would be, look, not that it didn't work in WWE, but it's incredibly limited, isn't it? There's only so far you can go with that, and it's certainly got a ceiling. My feeling would definitely be like, okay, I did it in WWE. I could lean on that and go to the independent scene. I'll get booked, and I'll make money, but do I want to develop? Do I want to actually have serious matches? Do I want to have some character development? Yes. I'd be like, I don't want to do this gimmick again. I want to do something different. I want to evolve. I mean, again, it's just, it's limited. It's limited. Ace Austin is better than you, says Brian Myers is a neck Raven, I think. He does the same arm pose thing, which makes me think of Raven. He has a long hair like Raven, and he does the DDT as well. Well, here comes the Decay. Double H says, been following you since your United Stand debut. Oh, those were the days. Those were the days back in, it was like a million years ago. It was only back in April. Says, so happy to see you on United View. Yeah, well, I appreciate the following, Double H. It's been honestly a lot of fun. If you haven't, if you are a football fan, be sure to subscribe to United View. We're really doing so much great stuff there. Flex is got something really strong growing there, I think, and I'm really appreciative of the faith that he's shown in me for that, of doing the match reactions for every game this season. It's a massive opportunity, so I'm incredibly grateful for him to give me that. And it really, I know it's so cliche, but it really is truly only the beginning. We've only scratched the surface with all of that. There's so many exciting things that we have planned, and so much development that we can do there. So I'm really excited about that this year. Really excited by that. Chip Hodges says, do you think CM Punk is with AEW? I do, and we are going to be doing a Rampage, the first dance watch along tonight. Link is in the description box below, so you can go in there, set yourself a reminder, and join me when I go live later on. Darthor says, love Decay song. I do, but I did like the Marilyn Manson version. I can't believe I forgot to get another can of the energy drink. It's on the other side of the room. Maybe I have to do it between streams. The only problem is the Rampage one is because it's literally an hour. If I do like a can of Monster, I'm not going to be able to sleep. This definitely does feel like a match where they've just decided to throw everyone out there. You want to work? Yeah, go out there, work. Which is why we've got the Decay and like No Way and Tasha Steelz and Savannah Evans. Just feels very bizarre, very, very bizarre. And Rosemary's contact lenses are badass. So it's going to be Rosemary starting. Crowd are chanting Rosemary. It's going to be Rosemary starting off with Tasha Steelz. Ryan CFC says top 4 prediction. In no particular order. I'll back out. So no particular order. Man United, Chelsea, Liverpool, Man City. But in no particular order. Chip Hodges says, how do you think the match between Joe and Cross is going to go? Samoa Joe will win the NXT Championship tomorrow, I think. Or Sunday, rather, I think. Because Karrion Kross will then officially move to the main roster. Unfortunately for him. Crowd are chanting bite her face off. To Rosemary, to Tasha Steelz. There's been no contact so far. They're just chanting bite her face off. We're still yet to actually have any physicality. They're just standing there while the crowd's trying to bite their face off. Tasha Steelz is not happy that her face is about to be bitten off, I guess. That's the point. I didn't put out that I was doing a watch-along thing. This match still hasn't started officially. And in comes Savannah Evans. Tasha Steelz tags him Savannah Evans. We'll do a tweet. Impact Emergence watch along. Oh, dude. Impact Emergent watch along. I'm live. Oh. We are getting, someone's getting bitten. What's even like the hashtag for Impact Emergence? Have you noticed when it comes to Rampage as well? Rampage has literally been trending all day. Like, no exaggeration. It has been trending all day. People are... It's safe to say people are buzzing about Rampage. I'm just... You know, when people are... There's been lots of CM Punk isn't a draw. CM Punk isn't this. He isn't that. I'm not having it. CM Punk is still a draw. Everyone knows he's a draw. If people want to say that he's not, it's just it's BS, man. Done that. Ryan CFC says, notice how you put United first? Nah, less of that. I said no particular order. No particular order. I refuse to commit. I refuse to commit to any of that. Double H says, most underrated finisher is Black Mass. I don't think it's underrated at all. I think it's a great finisher. Ace Austin is better than you says, and if they get Buddy Murphy, who's now going by Buddy Matthews, that'll be another Matt. Is it? Wow, that's Matthews. It's not much of a Matt. Lelouch says, are you going to watch Smackdown? Apparently Cena is going to wrestle. Cena, Smackdown will be on to my right here on the television. So whilst we're watching Impact Emergence, if anything does happen when it comes to Smackdown, we can discuss that as well. So I am fully multitasking this evening. I've got Impact Emergence in front of me. I'll have Smackdown to the right. Once Impact Emergence finishes, or once we get close to Rampage time, we'll be switching over to an AEW Rampage watch along. We're going to be busy. It's going to be a busy weekend. It's going to be a long weekend. We got SummerSlam tomorrow, watch along post show. We got Takeover, watch along post show. I've got a match reaction for United View on Sunday, which is going to be around probably like 2, something like that, 2 p.m. British summertime, of course. Tasha Steelz throws Rosemary into the corner. Be sure to smash a like on the video too. Subscribe if you haven't already. Bottom right hand corner. We'll do a quick subscriber check. We're currently on 4,564. So we like to set targets here on the channel. I'm going to say I'm not a big target though. I'll say 4,570. We only need 6 more subscribers to hit that number tonight. In comes Havoc. Kick to the gut. Oh, big knee to the face of Tasha Steelz. Oh, goes for a kick. Oh, backbreaker. Havoc throws Tasha Steelz into the ropes. Oh, beautiful sky high version of the lowdown. Oh, D'Lo Brown's going crazy on commentary. He loved it. He loved it. In comes Savannah Evans going face to face, nose to nose with Havoc. Of course, Kiera Hogan's going to be wrestling tonight on Rampage. From the Impact star, Kiera Hogan, of course. Oh, my goodness. And Havoc lays in those forearms. Oh, Savannah Evans doesn't. Those forearms look terrible. Those forearms look better. That's it, Havoc. Oh. Tasha Steelz jumps on the back of Havoc. Going to go for a bit of a sleeper hold. In comes Crazy Steve. And now in comes No Way Jose. Oh, No Way, rather. No Way. People forget how much of a big guy he is. He's a big dude. A really big dude. Like I said, just get a different gimmick. Because there's no... Obviously, he could be something decent. He's a big guy. A really big guy. Crazy Steve gets the knees up, goes to the corner. Oh, goes for a crossbody. Just caught by No Way. This is what I'm saying. He's a big guy. Beautiful suplex. Ryan CFC says, imagine the Punk chance Roman is going to get. Where is Smackdown tonight? They're in Phoenix, aren't they, I think? I think they said they're in Phoenix. If that is the case, yeah, maybe. I mean, I would assume it's a tourist crowd as well. Maybe. Be interesting to see the CM Punk chance. I think we could see some CM Punk chance, absolutely. Luke says, what do you think of Ollie as the manager? Also loved your Sunday show on United View. The Sunday show was great last week. Really was a lot of fun. I don't know if we'll be doing that one on Sunday because obviously we've got the match. Maybe on Monday. I think we might do that on Monday. That was a lot of fun though. It really was a lot of fun. Ace Austin is better than you says, I think Buddy Murphy Matthews promos on his Instagram. Oh, big spear, double spear. Cover on Fowler Bar. Oh, and that's it. Decay win. Black Taurus gets the pinfall over Fowler Bar. It says, Buddy Murphy Matthews promos on his Instagram. I have a lot of Violent by Design vibes. Maybe he's going to join the group. I don't think so. I think Impact really want him, but I think AEW do as well. I do see him going to AEW unless Impact can really make him a good offer. It was a double steer by Black Taurus and Rosemary and Fowler Bar that gets the victory. Loved your video on United View. How did you get started on the channel? I obviously knew Flex from my brief time on United Stand, and look, Flex is just a great guy. Like I said before, he's given me just an unbelievable opportunity that I am incredibly, genuinely, it's no BS, incredibly grateful for. So, and it is really just the beginning. It really is the beginning. Dragonstorm says, so do you think the new number one contender after tonight wins the title, or do you think Christian will be the champion for a while? I don't think the number one contender will win this championship from Christian or Kenny Omega, whoever the champion may be in the future. I think the person to take the Impact World Championship back to Impact as an Impact contracted talent will be Josh Alexander. I still think that'll be the guy, and I think that'll be at Bound for Glory in the main event. Don't know that, but I think that's probably the situation that is going to be the case. So we've got currently a Violent by Design promo of Eric Young, Rhino, Deonna, and Big Joe Doering. I'm a big Joe Doering fan. Violent by Design's a great faction. This is what Eric Young wanted Sanity to be in NXT. There were a couple of discussions about reforming Sanity, and it got close on a couple of occasions, but of course, Eric Young was released, or he's just doing nothing on Monday Night Raw. I can see on my screen to the right, whilst SmackDown starts in about 25 minutes, they're replaying SmackDown from last week, and there's Baron Corbin on the screen. I tell you now, I'm not even ashamed to say it anymore, because I don't like Baron Corbin. The King Corbin gimmick and the Baron Corbin stuff before that, Constable Corbin, all that kind of stuff sucked. I love this Baron Corbin gimmick. I think it's tremendous. I really do think it's tremendous. The disheveled, stained shirt, homeless, destitute Baron Corbin. I think it's tremendous. I really do. Steve Macklin versus Pete Williams is next. Out comes Steve Macklin, Punisher. Steve Macklin. Move that up as well. That looks better. We're seeing a replay from 2 weeks ago on Impact where Pete Williams, of course, he's been having his run-ins with Steve Macklin in recent weeks on Impact, attacking him after a match. Obviously, Macklin caused Pete Williams to get eliminated from the Battle Royal a couple of weeks ago. Of course, said Battle Royal was won by Brian Myers. Pro Wrestling Fan says, what do you think of Macklin in Impact? I really think he's been great and could be the X Division champion. Possibility. He mentioned that that's the title he was most interested in. He mentioned that he wants to face Josh Alexander. So I think it's a possibility, absolutely. Why not? Here comes Pete Williams. Remember, if you are new to the channel, be sure to subscribe. Bottom right hand corner, smash a like on the like button. Super chats are also open. It's the best way to contribute to the channel and support the channel. Pete Williams and Steve Macklin brawling to start this one out. Oof. Pete Williams just throws Steve Macklin into the steel steps. Brian Hebner's telling Pete Williams to throw Macklin into the ring. Just throws Macklin into the steel steps. So the match is going to begin. As long as Brian Hebner rings the bell, of course. He's asking if Steve Macklin is ready to start. And now he does. The bell has rung. Pete Williams has got the jump on Steve Macklin, it would appear. Got to go for a tornado DDT. Hits it. Beautiful. Oh, what a sow by Steve Macklin. Goes for a cover, gets a 1 count. Been great seeing Brian Hebner on Dynamite in that recently, hasn't it? Or Rampage as well. He's signaling he's going to set up for the Canadian Destroyer already. Macklin's grabbed the Canadian flag, it looks like. Pete Williams, Tope Suicida. I think we're going to see a few of those tonight on Dynamite, must be said. Pete Williams just hammering some right hands. And now choking Steve Macklin. Pro Wrestling Fan says, just think he needs longer matches like tonight, referring to Steve Macklin. Oh, develop. He's not going anywhere. Impact's obviously the perfect place for him. There's no doubt about that one. Ryan CFC 10 says, Big Rom is back up front Sunday. We paid $97.5 million for a goal scorer, what we needed. Certainly did need a goal scorer. And you always have to give credit to Chelsea. Very efficient. Do very good business. Went after Haaland, Lewandowski, and finally Lukaku. In reality, now it comes out that Lewandowski does want to change. And Bayern would have probably sold him for $100 million. But I think Lukaku is probably the better option. Lewandowski is, 33, I think? Petey goes for that float over into a head scissors, but he's just caught by Macklin. Oh, Macklin powerbombed him on the apron. That was nice. Love an apron powerbomb. Great strength by Steve Macklin. I can see Sasha Banks on my screen to the right. And I don't know if you have heard the story regarding Sasha Banks tonight. Obviously, we covered it a lot on the channel in the week that there was a lot of concern that Sasha Banks versus Bianca Belair would be off this weekend at SummerSlam due to unforeseen circumstances pulling Sasha Banks and Bianca Belair from some live events last weekend. It was subsequently reported that it wasn't going to be an issue and Banks and Belair was going to be on SummerSlam at the weekend. But over the course of the last hour or so, it's subsequently been reported that Sasha Banks is not at Smackdown tonight, and she is going to be pulled from SummerSlam. So it looks like Bianca Belair versus Sasha Banks is not happening on Saturday night. I don't know, again, if there's been any update on that over the course of the last hour or so, but that was the last thing that we heard, is that it wasn't on and it wasn't going to happen. Which would be incredibly disappointing because that was one of the matches I'm looking forward to the most on SummerSlam. I'll be honest with you, I'm not totally hyped for it. I'm really not. Beautiful angle slam by Steve Macklin. That was great. And now just mounting Petey Williams and driving those right hands to the head. Yeah, SummerSlam's just obviously Cena reigns. But I'll be honest, there aren't a ton of matches on that show that I'm really excited to see. There just aren't. One of them was Banks and Belair, and if that goes, I mean, I'm tempted to say it was almost a one-match card. Because Lashley versus Goldberg will be a spectacle, but I have no interest in seeing it, to be honest with you. And a stomp to the back of the head. Oof, and a knee between the shoulder blades. Steve Macklin talking trash to Petey Williams. Petey Williams just chopping Macklin, who's no-selling it. Who is he, Sting? Macklin, beautiful reverse elbow. Although those chops did look like they hurt because Macklin's chest is bright red right now. Going for now. Oh, goes low to the lower abdominals. It's like Jeff Hardy. When Jeff Hardy, you see that kick to the... They used to go, the lower abdominals, when it looked like he just kicked him straight in the balls. Macklin with stomps in the corner. Whips Petey, into the turnbuckle. Darth Thor says Macklin versus Alexander would be awesome. I think they might be building towards it. Maybe in the future. I don't know in the near future or anything like that. I think after this. Oh, small package by P. Williams, kicks out. Oh, big clothesline. Oh, the two are slapping each other. What is this, New Japan? Oh, now Macklin's just pummeling Petey Williams. Is the referee going to call it? It's getting pretty violent. Ooh, 2 count by Steve Macklin. A reverse chin lock right now by Steve Macklin on Petey Williams. Crowd are chanting, let's go Petey. So I really hope that this isn't overrun with Rampage, because it would suck to have to cut this stream short, wouldn't it? But it's what we got to do, guys, unfortunately. Big forearm by Steve Macklin there. That's the point. I'll have to make sure I don't make the same mistake that I did with Impact Plus. So make sure that I'm on FITE early. Head scissors into a side Russian leg sweep. He's going to go into... he's going to go to a crucifix pinfall. Macklin kicks out. Reverse elbows by Steve Macklin. I can't believe CM Punk comes back tonight. I still have to catch myself every couple of minutes. I'm like, oh my god, that's actually happening tonight. That legitimately is happening. I also made my distraction debut. I made my distraction debut yesterday as well. On Fightful, which was a lot of fun. I was involved in the cold open. If you've haven't seen the distraction on Fightful, tremendous weekly podcast. Jeremy Lambert, Joe Holbert, they are hilarious, absolute hilarious. That's really my kind of humor. So was very, very excited to be asked to be involved in the cold open. Did Tuesday Night Titans with Joe as well, Tuesday night on their Patreon channel. So if you want to check that out, be sure to subscribe to their Patreon. They just do great stuff. They just talk pro wrestling, but nothing too serious, just BS. It's a lot of fun. Rolls through. Double A with the super chat with the 2. Thank you very much, Double H. Really do appreciate that. Says big up Owen and work on United View. Really appreciate that, my friend. Says follow back on Twitter. You never know. I don't even... I don't know what your name is, Double H. Put something under my one of my tweets on there. I'll follow you back. Steve Macklin seemed to be getting frustrated. You can do the same as Double H, by the way. Super chats are open. They're very much appreciated and the best way to support the channel for the watch-alongs and the content that we do on a daily basis. We do daily videos talking about WWE, AEW, Impact Wrestling, everything pro wrestling here on the channel. Always going for a sharpshooter. Sharpshooter, Petey Williams on Steve Macklin here. Oh, he's trying to block off the arm. Oh, we got a bit of a ref skew with it. Oh, and a low blow. Steve Macklin, low blows. Referee was distracted. Ooh, that's a nice finish by Steve Macklin, and he gets the 3 count. Steve Macklin wins. Nice finish. I like that. Not massive on the ref bump. And I'm not sure if Steve Macklin really needs to, be hitting low blows and behind the referee's back to defeat Petey Williams in 2021, to be honest with you. That would be my kind of response of, does he really need to be doing that? Is that building up Steve Macklin of, he struggled to beat Petey Williams in 2021? But he gets a victory nevertheless. I guess he's experienced. He's a veteran. But I would have rather him just hit that finish and win clean, to be honest with you. But hey, that's the situation. Steve Macklin now talking trash to poor Petey. And he throws Petey out of the ring. Darthor says Macklin has a great finisher. He does. He does have a very good finisher. I agree. So it looks like the next match might be Taylor Wilde, Madison Rayne. I find it, I mean, I was going to say wild. That would have been a pun. I do find it wild, though, that we're going to see Taylor Wilde versus Madison Rayne in 2021 inside of an Impact ring. It's like 2008 all over again. It's like watching on Spike TV. I'm just seeing on Smackdown last week when Baron Corbin stole Big E's briefcase, which by WWE logic makes him the Money in the Bank holder, which is crazy when you think about it. It really is, isn't it? We're seeing this contract signing from Banks and Belair. And now the match isn't even going to happen tomorrow. Ah. We're seeing Madison Rayne. Return on Impact Wrestling. Her quick retirement. She's gonna she rivals like Terry Funk for quick retirements. And that live logo bothers me. But yeah, the Madison Rayne thing is funny, isn't it? Like she retires earlier this year. She was on commentary with her husband Josh Matthews. I was never big on her as a color commentator, to be honest with you. I really truly wasn't. I thought she was better off being elsewhere. Nevertheless, she retired, and I did genuinely think she was going to retire. I think she was going into some job in the fitness world or something like that, something of like that. And she didn't. She I guess she did, but she didn't last that long. But there is Madison Rayne wrestling once again. TNA's Lot says, get Impact Plus on your phones to watch Impact every week. And also you get the pay-views and library exclusive content. TNA's Lot doing a bit of a plug, I guess, for Impact Plus there. A bit of an advertisement. I was having my issues with Impact Plus when this event started. I think a lot of people do when Impact Plus events happen. The first 10 minutes of Impact Plus events are just nightmarish. If you're not on there early, you ain't getting on. You have to wait, which is a pain. But we're on now. TNA's a lot says, what do you think about Kira Hogan being on AEW Dark as enhancement talent? Well, I don't think necessarily she's enhancement talent, to be honest with you, because she's on Rampage tonight. She's on Rampage tonight against Jade Cargill. Now, I don't think she wins, and I think she'll probably lose against Jade Cargill. But nevertheless, look, it's a big spot. I mentioned this in the video that I did. While she's probably not winning tonight, it's difficult to argue her rationale, isn't it, that I'm going to leave Impact because I want to see opportunities that are elsewhere. She gets signed by AEW. Now she's going to be on the same card in AEW that has CM Punk return. It's not bad, to be honest with you. It really isn't bad. If you are new to the channel, be sure to subscribe, bottom right hand corner. Smash a like on the like button too. I think the target was 2,570 or something like that. There's an NWA Empower and NWA 73 plug. Could you imagine that? This time last year, Impact Wrestling plugging an NWA pay-per-view. Hell has truly froze over. Billy Corgan and Impact Wrestling are friends once again. It's crazy. What a world we're living in. So the bell has rung. Madison Rayne and Taylor Wilde facing off. Madison Rayne's all relaxed. She's relaxed. She's sitting on the top rope. Crowd are already chanting, this is awesome. Collar and elbow tie up. Man, I'm so excited for Rampage tonight. I really am. I was just looking at the clock thinking, 2 hours. 2 hours time. We'll be getting excited. Which is rare nowadays. It feels rare to be excited for a pro wrestling event, especially TV show. You know, it's one thing to be excited for like a WrestleMania or SummerSlam, but it speaks volumes to just the state that WWE Creative is in right now. I mean, it speaks volumes to the situation that WWE Creative is in right now. That SummerSlam, which is going to be their WrestleMania this year, SummerSlam is this Saturday. It's inside of a stadium, and the buzz is about a 1-hour AEW television show on a Friday at 10 p.m. Eastern. It really does say a lot. It says a lot about the creative. TNA's a lot says putting Taylor Wilde on AEW would be huge for that division. She's a cut above with her ring awareness and flying ability. I think a lot of people want to see more Impact knockouts on AEW television. AEW needs to still, in my opinion, needs to evolve their booking philosophy when it comes to their women's division. They need to improve that. I think having the first Rampage main event be a women's match was a big plus. I think that does show some improvement. They have had female main events now, 2 of them. Still nowhere near enough, considering that Dynamite came on there in October of 2019. But I would say match quality, beautiful arm drag by Taylor Wilde. Great arm drags. But the Knockouts division just has better match quality and depth of quality of wrestler than the AEW Women's division. Although the AEW Women's division does have great talent. It really does. I just think that the booking of it is just strange at times, to be honest with you. Vaudeville says, I love Melina, but Empower should have had Deonna face Kylie Ray to finish that storyline. It's a good point. It is a good point. I don't know how interested Impact was in terms of maybe doing business with Kylie Ray. Arguably, obviously, well, not arguably. Oh, Taylor Wilde with suicide dive hits Caleb with a K. I think arguably as well, not arguably, Melina is a bigger name and has never been in Impact Wrestling before, and maybe that's the direction that they wanted to go in. Ace Austin is better than you says, what about Slammiversary? Were you super excited for that? To be honest with you, I mentioned it a few times on the videos. I wasn't as hyped for Slammiversary this year as I was last year. Once we got to the day, it was exciting, and I did think the event over-delivered. Really over-delivered. I thought the main event was excellent. I was just worried going into it if that was truly the best that Impact could do for a main event. I still think there are probably better matches they could have done than Omega versus Sami Callihan, but the match itself delivered and the event itself delivered. So it was an excellent show. But that kind of hype of like, man, I'm excited for this because I know what's going to happen, or I don't know what's going to happen. You just don't get that a lot at the moment. You really don't. And tonight really feels like that for Rampage. It really does. So it's very exciting. Very exciting. Madison Rayne's currently working over Taylor Wilde. Oh, beautiful step up Enziguri by Madison Rayne. That was nice. I appreciate that. Both wrestlers making their way up right now. Ooh, big forearm by Taylor Wilde. Smackdown's just going live as we speak right now too. That's to my right. So we can discuss Smackdown too. We've got a bit of a multi-stream going on right now. We've got Impact Emergence. We've got Smackdown. We're going to have Rampage as well later on tonight. Isn't this exciting, guys? Isn't this exciting? Beautiful tilt-a-whirl backbreaker by Taylor Wilde. Taylor Wilde is so good, isn't she? She really is good. Cover. Kicks out. Does Madison Rayne. Man, there's a lot of Cena shirts on SmackDown, isn't there? Really is a lot of Cena shirts. Beautiful crossbody in the corner, Taylor Wilde. Oh, kick to the face. And a knee to the face. Goes for another cover. And kicks out. Edge is starting Smackdown. Don't forget that Edge is back as well. I still catch myself when it comes to Edge being a wrestler. Even though I know it's like, at this point, old news. But it still just is wild to be. Oh, beautiful diamond cutter. Diamond cutter by Madison Rayne. This might be it. Slow cover. 2. Oh, Taylor Wilde kicks out. This is a pretty damn good match, it must be said. Ace Austin is better than you, says, but aren't you going to be very exhausted after all this wrestling today? Yes. Yes, I am. We've got the watch-alongs tonight. We've got the watch-alongs tomorrow. Oh, beautiful. German suplex with a bridge. Oh, Caleb with a K pulls the referee out the ring. Yeah, we've got Emergence, Smackdown, Rampage. Tomorrow we've got SummerSlam. Plus, we're going to be doing a lot of previews for SummerSlam. Oh, Tenille Dashwood's just thrown something in the ring. I don't know what that is. The referee catches Madison Rayne. Oh, Tenille Dashwood. Oh, throws Taylor Wilde into the ring post. Madison Rayne. Schoolboy grabs the tights. Madison Rayne gets the victory. The numbers game caught up to Taylor Wilde. She gets the win. And Taylor Wilde's selling the shoulder injury. I tell you what, the German suplex by Taylor Wilde with the bridge was excellent. Really was excellent. But it was the being thrown into the ring post by Tenille Dashwood that got the job done. And a hook to the tights by Madison Rayne, it must be said as well. So Madison Rayne gets the victory. I appreciate on SmackDown that they're telling the story from 2014, where Seth Rollins threatened to break Edge's neck once again. Another thing that happened in 2014 was CM Punk walking out of WWE. He's returning tonight to AEW. First time he's going to be stepping in. I assume he's kept stepping inside of a ring. First time he's going to be on a professional wrestling program in 7 years, and man, is it exciting! I am very excited. But there's an interview currently with the Machine Gun, Karl Anderson, and the Big LG Doc Gallows. Remember, if you are new to the channel, be sure to subscribe, bottom right hand corner. Smash a like on the video too. Really just help us out here on YouTube. Got the rankings and get to people's recommendation feeds if they haven't seen our videos previously. Wonder if the Good Brothers will be on Rampage tonight as well. They could be on Emergence and Rampage in the same night. That could be very interesting. It's interesting. I put the poll out on the community tab on the channel. I said, will you be watching Smackdown tonight? Out of the 128 votes, 31% said yes, 63% said no, and 6% said maybe. In comparison, when I said, will you be watching AEW Rampage, the first dance tonight, out of the 123 votes, so essentially the same amount of votes as for the both polls, 84% said yes, 12% said no, and only 4% said maybe. So that goes to show where the interest certainly is right now, isn't it? Really does go to show where the interest truly is. It looks like, I think, the number one contenders match is going to be next. I've got a question for you guys. You can let me know in the live chat or in a super chat, however you may please. But with Impact obviously having crowds back now at television tapings and for Impact Plus events, etc., do the spoilers ruin it for yourself? Do you think Impact Wrestling's biggest problem right now is spoilers? Or do you think there are other things that they should work on first? I think spoilers are a bit of an issue for Impact Wrestling right now, to be honest with you. I'm looking forward to this one. Number 1 contenders match is going to be a lot of fun. As Edge is currently doing a sit-down promo. So what matches have we had so far? We've had Decay. We've had Cardona versus Rehwoldt open the show. We just had Taylor Wilde versus Madison Rayne. We've had Petey Williams. So what have we got left? We have left, obviously, this number 1 contenders match. This number 1 contenders fatal 4-way. We've got left the mixed tag team match. We've got left, obviously, the world title match, the X Division title match, and the Impact tag team match. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4 matches left in 2 hours. Well, 5, including this one. That's not bad. They've got through 5 very quickly. So I think we should be all right for no crossover with Rampage, which is basically what we should be aiming for, to be honest with you. You never know. I mean, if we've got enough time, maybe we'll do a bit of a post show. Oh, I don't really see the point of doing a 15-minute pro show, if I'm going to be honest with you. Maybe we will. We'll wait and see. Moose is making his entrance. Has the best entrance in Impact Wrestling, no doubt about that one. Moose has got his arm and shoulder all kinds of taped up. Of course, Impact. Moose, rather, was a TNA World Heavyweight Champion, but now that championship was retired by Christian Cage. Out comes Ace Austin. Ace Austin is, for me, the future of Impact Wrestling. He is world class. I'm a big Ace Austin fan. Really a big Ace Austin fan. He is unbelievable in the ring. People will say that maybe because he's smaller in terms of height that he might struggle to make it, if he will. But for a smaller guy, he's jacked. He's actually stacked. TNA's a lot says, I don't read spoilers. I do for MTV rather as the challenge. I think obviously I've never heard about this I can't even talk. MTV's the challenge, but I hear it's very popular. I just looked over to my right and Edge is screaming at the camera. He is going nuts. My goodness, that's terrifying. I was not expecting that, man. Edge is an angry man. He's going to pass out. Darth Thor says, spoilers are bad. I avoid them, but they need to have like a small touring circuit in like the southeast of America and try going live. I can't see Impact going live week to week. I think that they'll die a very quick death, unfortunately. Here comes Sami Callihan. Darth Thor says, they present Moose like a superstar, but yet have him lose all sorts of matches. I agree. The booking of Moose has been bizarre since he re-signed. It really has. I still can't wrap my head why on earth he lost to Chris Sabin at Slammiversary. I know he won the following match on Impact a couple weeks later, but still, why he lost that big match, not a clue. Not a clue. Sami Callihan's in the ring. I must say, I really did enjoy Sami Callihan versus Kenny Omega at Slammiversary. That match was way more fun than I thought it was going to be. I wasn't convinced it was going to be the match that it was. Obviously, if it wasn't a no disqualification match or whatever it was in the end, I'm not sure it would have been as good. But it was tremendous. It was a lot of fun. So 4 men, 1 will become the next number 1 contender for the Impact World Championship. Ace Austin, Chris Sabin, Moose, and Sami Callihan. The problem is as well, when it comes to having these spoilers out there, I can't even say, who do you think is going to win? Because we know who's going to win. If you've seen the spoilers, we all know what's going to happen. Just seeing on my right on SmackDown, you've got Jimmy and Jey Uso. I can't believe they just ignored... They just ignored the Jimmy Uso situation. It's terrible, isn't it? If you are new to the channel, of course, be sure to subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. Smash a like on the like button as well. We'll move the this live. Again, this shows you how much I didn't have time to prep. That we've got these live buttons just randomly in the middle of nowhere. Sabin shoves Moose into the corner. It's going to go for... Oh, I was going to go for a monkey flip, I think. Oh, beautiful Hurricane Runner from the second rope. Oh, big boot by Ace Austin. Ace Austin was caught by Madman Fulton, throws him into the ring, drop toe hold, and a kick to the back. Pro Wrestling Fan says, kind of feel like they want Moose to win the title in a big setting, probably in Las Vegas at Bound for Glory. I was of the agreement or the impression of that, but I don't think that's the case anymore. I think Josh Alexander wins the Impact World title at Bound for Glory. I really do. I don't know what direction Moose is going. Well, I do because I've seen the spoilers, but that's interesting. Ace Austin says, where do you think the Ascension, Bray Wyatt / The Fiend, Bo Dallas, and Eric Rowan should go? The Ascension, I think they'll just linger around the indie scene. They might show up in an Impact or an NWA or something like that. Bray Wyatt will go to AEW, I think. Bo Dallas might not ever wrestle again. By all accounts, he's got a his own business set up. Oh, beautiful Death Valley driver into the corner to Ace Austin by Sami Callihan. That was brutal. Eric Rowan's an interesting one. I would have thought he would have been picked up a while ago. I know he's been doing a lot of film work, but I could see him going to an Impact or a. I could see him doing really well in Japan, if Japan was still open, but it's very difficult right now. Oh, big pump kick by Moose. Sends Sami Callihan off the apron onto Madman Fulton. Dragon Screw leg whip by Chris Sabin. Basement drop kick to the knee by Sabin. Chop by Sabin. Well, Sabin's doing some kicks. It doesn't seem to be affecting. Or some chops on Moose. He said, is that all you got? He's just firing up. Oh, big super kick. Goes for a power bomb. Oh my goodness. Oh, Moose just powerbombed Chris Sabin out the ring. Who was it on to? It was on to everyone in this match. Unbelievable. Oh, beautiful springboard kick by Ace Austin. Sends Moose to the outside. He's going to go for a big dive. Here comes Ace Austin. Frosberry flop. Oh, landed horribly. Davy says, Owen, you're the man. The passion and genuineness you bring to the channel is awesome. I really appreciate that, Davy. It really does mean a lot to me. I try not to be one of those guys who just screams and shouts for the sake of it, to get attention. That's not my deal. This channel, I've got unique interests, big pro wrestling fan, big football fan. But I really do appreciate your support. I appreciate everyone that interacts with these streams and these videos and comments on the videos. I do read them all, or likes the video. I really do appreciate it, or subscribes, or anything you guys do. Even if you just watch it, whether it's 5 seconds, 1 second, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 1 hour, whatever it may be, I really do appreciate it. It still kind of baffles me and blows my mind, the growth that we've seen over the course of the last 12 months, or I've seen over the past 12 months on this channel. It really is amazing. It really is amazing, and I am eternally grateful, truly eternally grateful for it. But it is only the beginning. It is only the beginning. We're going to keep going with this thing. Moose has got Sami Callihan in the corner. Going to go for a big chop. Bang. Oh, beautiful drop kick by Moose. Drop kick off the from a standing jump to Sami Callihan on the top rope. Oh, beautiful enziguri by Chris Sabin. That was nice. Sabin just kicks Callihan in the face. Now he's going to go to the top rope. Beautiful missile drop kick sends Moose into the corner. Suicide dive, or a tope suicida as they would call it, onto Ace Austin on the outside. Sabin's going to go to the top rope. Beautiful tornado DDT onto Moose, 2, and Moose kicks out. Pro Wrestling Fan says, just wanted to say that Joe Doering versus Doc Gallows, in my opinion, was a really good match, and I like that they let them just go all out on each other. Like I said before, I'm a big Joe Doering fan. I like him. I like Joe Doering. I think he's tremendous. Ace Austin, this handstand stuff is just absolutely outrageous by Ace Austin. The guy is just unbelievable. He really is unbelievable. He's going to go for a slingshot over the top. Hits the ropes, or Callihan. Oh, ducks another clothesline, Austin. Oh, nice neck breaker. Stacks him up. Oh, that was close. Closer than I thought it was going to be. This is what I was saying before about Ace Austin. I think people forget. People will look at him and say he's a smaller guy, but he's really not. He's a jacked up guy. He's a big dude. He might not be big in terms of height, but man, he's jacked. Or goes for a... He's going to go for... stuffed pile driver. Man, Sami Callihan's pile driver is brutal too. Oh, Ace Austin kicks out. Man, that stuffed pile driver by Sami Callihan is nasty. Goes for a dive. Callihan, boot to the gut, and just stuffed pile driver is brutal. Absolute brutal. Ace Austin kicks out. Thumbs up, thumbs down by Sami Callihan. He's going to go for another one. Looks like he's going to go for a package pile driver, I think. Oh, a pump kick by Moose this time. Oh, another pump kick by Moose. Oh, big chop. Tell you what, I'm going to get another energy drink after this one. I'm already flagging. This is because I haven't done a watch long in ages. Big forearm. All 4 guys are in the ring. Oh, super kick by Sabin to Moose. Oh, double super kick by... Oh, Moose is embracing his inner sting. Oh, Callihan, Sabin and Austin all hit a kick on Moose, and a clothesline by Sami Callihan. I tell you what, I'm still excited though. We're only about an hour and 40 away from Rampage from CM Punk. Oh, I'm like a little kid. I'm all giddy. Oh, double clothesline by Austin and Callihan. A pair of pump kicks and everyone's down in the ring. Crowd is chanting, "This is awesome." It's been a pretty good match, it must be said. It has been a very good match. I wonder realistically right now, because I'm just seeing that. I'm wondering legitimately how many people are actually watching Impact Emergence right now. Seriously, because you've got Smackdown on, and I know not a lot of wrestling fans, like some people are very anti-WWE, so they just won't watch it, which is fair. Some people don't watch the product. But I do wonder, like, how many people are actually watching Impact Emergence? Because there's me here and 15 of you guys. I mean, it could just be a 16 that are watching Impact Emergence right now. Some of you might not even be watching Emergence that are watching this. Clothesline, or... Oh, pair of middle fingers by Sami Callihan. Sabin hits the ropes. Oh, sunset flip. Callihan, oh, he's got another stuffed pile driver. And Sabin just absolutely sold it and stood on his head for ages. Oh, beautiful double stomp by Ace Austin. Oh, he's caught Uranagi by Moose. Moose gonna go for another Uranagi. Oh, gosh, planted Ace Austin with a Uranagi. Sami Callihan was, steel chair to the head. I don't like head chair shots. Ace Austin rolls up Moose. 2. Ace Austin wins. Ace Austin is the #1 contender for the Impact World Championship. There you go. We can talk about it finally. Ace Austin wins the match, and he's the #1 contender for the Impact World Championship. It'll be Ace Austin versus Christian Cage or Brian Myers. Ace Austin looks shocked. This is the outcome I wanted. When we spoke about this on the channel, this was the outcome that I wanted because Ace Austin, these are the kind of matches you need to make. These AEW talents you're not going to always have. So Sami Callihan hit Moose in the head with a chair. Moose eats a pinfall again. Ugh. Chris Sabin should have ate the pinfall in that one. Moose has eaten losses. Ever since he signed the contract, now he's with Impact Wrestling, he just loses all the time. But it was the right outcome. Ace Austin should have won this match, and it's the right outcome. Very excited. Very excited for that match in the future. Right, bear with me. I'll be back in 2 seconds. I'm going to get another drink. I'm back. I got my energy drink with me. Had a bit of chocolate as well, a bit of energy. So it looks like next is going to be the X Division Championship match. Josh Alexander versus Jake something. This should be great. I'm very much looking forward to this one. Josh Alexander's title reign so far has been excellent, hasn't it? Really good. some of the matches he's had against El Phantasmo, Black Taurus, Ultimate X match, Iron Man match. Really tremendous. So Jake Something versus Josh Alexander is next. What a title reign it has been for Josh Alexander. This one could steal the show, absolutely. Here comes Jake Something. I think Jake Something's partners in real life with Ruby Soho as well. I didn't realise that till the other day. I didn't know that. Aaron, the streamer, best in the world, said, "Hey, what's up? How you doing, Aaron? Thanks for joining us here tonight. We're doing our Impact Emergence watch along, and then we are moving to an AEW Rampage, the first dance watch along as well, for the possible AEW debut of one CM Punk. I can see on my screen to the right as well that Smackdown has, I believe, Jey Uso versus Rey Mysterio in the ring right now. And here comes Josh Alexander, the X Division champion, the walking weapon. He really has been excellent. Really has been excellent. It feels like every event he's on, or every card he's on, Josh Alexander just steals the show. I mean, Josh Alexander's contract with Impact is up next February, I think, and they're gonna have a tough job to keep him. Truly, they're gonna have a tough job to keep him. And the reason I say that is because he is just that good right now. He is just that good. Darth Thor says Alexander has been a high point of every card he is on since champ. He's been excellent. Really has been excellent. Aaron, the streamer, best in the world, says, "Do you think CM Punk will fit well in AEW?" I do. I think people are going to be happy to see him back. There is a plethora of dream matches that I'm very excited about. So I'm very excited. I'm very excited for Punk. Obviously, this Emergence event has been, as you know, not too bad. But everyone knows what everyone's waiting for tonight. And that is arguably this weekend. Even with it being SummerSlam weekend, everyone's waiting for CM Punk. That's the one tonight, isn't it? That's the one tonight. We're all waiting for it. CM Punk's return to professional wrestling. It's going to be something else. We're about an hour and a half away. 90 minutes away. The time is slowly ticking down. People are in the United Center right now. I don't know if we've sent out any images of United Center yet. But I do have all of my AEW Rampage The First Dance graphics ready. I do have them loaded up, so I'm not going to have the same issue that I had with Emergence. Baron Corbin's out on SmackDown with the Money in the Bank briefcase because, of course, he stole it last week. I do think that, for instance, if say you went to SmackDown tonight, and obviously you bought tickets and you're watching the show and you're enjoying it, but like if it was me, I would be there being like, oh, but I'm thinking about when Punk's going to be, you know, when Punk's going to be coming out. I've been constantly checking my phone still. Pro Wrestling Fan says Alexander for me has been one of the most consistent performers of 2021. Every match I've seen of him has been good, great, excellent. He's on a roll. There is no beautiful spear in the corner by Jake Something. Aaron, the streamer best of the world, says his UFC career was pretty short-lived, but props for him for going for it. Yeah, look, he's not an MMA fighter. He just wasn't. He tried to become an MMA fighter at the age of, 38? Something like that. To be successful in that world, it's like anything. That's like someone trying to become a professional footballer at the age of... again, at the age of 30, 38, or in their late 20s or something like that, when they haven't played, the last time they played was when they were a teenager. It's just not going to happen. You need years and years and years of practice. Like with anything in life, you need to practice it. It's all about repetition, and it's all about getting your reps in. And he just never stood a chance because he's just not on that level. He never was going to be. And again, props for him to doing it. There's only a certain person that can cross over from wrestling to pro wrestling, rather, to MMA, and that's people most of the time, not all the time, but most of the time, that were people like Brock Lesnar. He was an NCAA wrestler. They've got that foundation there, and there aren't many people that could do that. There are obviously some amateur wrestlers on the WWE roster that possibly could transition over well. Chad Gable was an Olympic level athlete. Obviously, Lashley did pretty well, but again, he was a national champion in wrestling, in amateur wrestling. He wrestled for the the Army, something like that. Right hand by Jake something. Oh, Irish whip. Oh, beautiful reverse elbow by Josh Alexander. Darth Orr says, wonder if Punk will be first or last. Me personally, I would have him on first. The issue that you have then is how do you even continue with the show after that? So he might be last. For television, he'd probably end up being last, to be honest with you. Jake something reverse elbow to the back of Josh Alexander. Alexander hits the ropes. Oh, Jake something just absolutely just floors him with a splash. Oof. That was nasty. Remember when they had Jake something as Dina's cousin? They were doing that story. He's Dina's cousin. Oh, Jake something lays him some pretty strong forearms, it must be said. Oh, a big chop to Josh Alexander as well. Only an hour and a half to go to CM Punk. I'm such a little kid at heart when it comes to this, honestly. It is very exciting. It is very exciting. It's probably as well, it is a good exercise doing this Emergence watch along and just staying awake. Because in fairness, staying awake till 3 I probably would have struggled with. Oh, Josh Alexander went for a crossbody and he's caught in a fireman's carry and a Death Valley driver on the outside by Jake something to Josh Alexander. That was nice. That was very nice. Kevin Owens is out on Smackdown. He's facing Baron Corbin. Pro Wrestling Fan says, I think the crowd will be into Jungle Boy and Mox's entrances and the matches. They won't think about Punk. My only concern is they will be into... will they be into the women's match? I don't know. There's only thing that, irrespective of the matches they put on tonight's show, there is only one reason why people are there. There is. There's only one reason why people are there, which is CM Punk. Jake something went for a cover, but Josh Alexander got his hand on the rope. How many matches are left on tonight's show? On Emergence. You've got the tag titles, world title, and is that it on the mixed tag? We've got 3 matches left. 3 matches left in about 90 minutes to go. So again, I'm hopeful. I think we will. I think we will end before Rampage, which would be perfect. Jake something. So he's got him up for a suplex. Beautiful delayed vertical suplex to Josh Alexander. Cover, and Alexander kicks out. Darthor says, Punk or Danielson a bigger deal? I think Punk for the short term, but Danielson will help get tons of talent over. They're both a very big deal, I think. As far as who moves the needle, I think Punk probably moves the needle, if I'm going to be honest with you, more. But in terms of the bigger signing, Danielson's fresh off WWE television. He was in the main event of WrestleMania this year. Oh, beautiful. Josh Alexander. Top rope. Oh, knee. It was almost like a curb stomp version of a knee by Josh Alexander. That was great. Brian Hedmer is doing the counters. Both competitors are down. Darthor says, good match so far. I agree. Good match so far. As Kevin Owens is facing Baron Corbin on SmackDown. Just did a senton. Count of 8. Both guys get back to their feet. Oh, right hands by Josh Alexander. Oh, rocks Jake something. Something shoves Alexander off. Oh, back body drop. German suplex. Nice. Is he going to go for it again? Another German suplex. Third German suplex. Shades of Kurt Angle. Is he going to carry on? Or Big E's trying to get his Money in the Bank briefcase back on SmackDown. Fourth German suplex. Is he going to go for a 5? They go for a 5th. 5th German suplex. Oh, Jake something kicks out. Is he going to go for a 6th German suplex? 6. That's unbelievable. He's going to go for 7 straight German suplexes. I mean, the strength this takes for Josh Alexander is unbelievable. 7. He's going to go for 8. No way. Baron Corbin got away. He got away. He still got the briefcase. He's going to go for 9. He's going to go for 10. He's going to do 10 German suplexes. Outrageous. 9. He's going to go for 10. Crowd are going nuts. 10. 10 straight German suplexes on a guy the size of Jake something. I mean, it's difficult to do for Jake something as well. It's got to be said as well. 10. And he bridged. Oh, I kicked out. That's such a good spot. That is such a great spot. 10 straight German suplexes, and he finishes it with a bridge. That's outrageous. Absolutely outrageous by Josh Alexander. That's fantastic. That really is fantastic. 10 Germans, finishes with a bridge. It's not as if he's German suplexing a small guy either. He's German suplexing a legit, 250 guy. That was great. Just seeing they're doing a Sasha Banks and Bianca Belair match flow, as they call it on SmackDown. It'll be interesting to see what they say about Banks. Jake something is managing to fight back. Jake something looks... Oh, has he picked him? He's picked him. Ankle lock. He's got him. Ankle lock. Is it locked in? Oh, Jake something manages to roll through. Josh Alexander goes through the middle rope. He's on the outside. Jake something's going to go for a dive. Oh, my gosh. He just dived over the top rope onto Josh Alexander. Took off part of the entrance ramp as well. What a match this is. Look at this. Sheer just a dive over the top rope. What a match this is. It really is tremendous. Goes for a suplex Falcon Arrow. Gorgeous Falcon Arrow. Josh Alexander kicks out. This is one heck of a match. You're struggling to follow this. We've got 3 after this. And we got an hour and 20 left. So unless all 3 matches are going 40 minutes, which they're not, I think we'll be fine. Crowd are chatting in X Division. Oh, big forearm to the back of the head by Josh Alexander. Gets him up on the shoulders. Oh, nice slam. Is this going to be it? Oh, Jake something kicks out again. What a match. I mean, this title reign off Josh Alexander actually is something else. It really is tremendous. It's one heck of a match they're putting on here. It must be said. Crowd are chanting fight forever. Feels like they're gonna. Boot to the face by Alexander. Second rope. Oh, catches him. Oh, nice. Jake something. Belly overhead release. That kind of throw is no joke. Alexander's now back to his feet. So is Jake something. Oh, short arm clothesline. Gonna go for another one. Another short arm clothesline. Gonna go for the third. Oh, Alexander ducks. Ripcord. Oh, both guys. Forearms to the face. Oh, what a lariat. Just a complete lariat by Jake Sabin. Nearly took his head off. Nearly absolutely took his head off. Oh, spear in the corner by Jake something. Hits the ropes. Oh, wait for a black hole slam. Oh, Alexander. Oh, this is, man, what a combination this is. Drop toe hold. Picks the ankle. There we are. Ankle lock's locked in. Ankle lock's in. Is this going to be it? If he can grapevine on the leg, it'll be over. There he does. Grapevines the leg. Is he going to tap? I think this is going to be it. This is going to be the finish. Oh, doesn't tap out. Jake something gets there. I can see on Smackdown they're doing this old BS thing of a non-title match, but they face champion. It's a championship contenders match. God, I hate that. Oh, I hate it. Alexander, oh, just boot to the face of Jake something, goes to the outside. So he got him up for, oh my goodness. That was a version of like a spike, a butterfly suplex into a spike power driver on the apron. Josh Alexander says count him out. Is 5 going to be the count? It's going to be a count. Oh, Jake something gets back in. And Josh Alexander looks pretty PO'd. The straps are down. He's embracing his inner Kurt Angle. He's not happy. Oh, what a powerbomb. Beautiful sit-out powerbomb by Jake something and Josh Alexander. Oh, Josh Alexander kicks out. That was close. Goes for a black hole slam. Doesn't get it. Alexander, oof. What's he going for now? Oh, my goodness. By Josh Alexander. That's got to be it. Josh Alexander gets the victory. What a match that was. Unbelievable. You'll struggle to find a better match this weekend than that one. That was outstanding. What a match. Whew. That was incredible. Absolutely incredible. Josh Alexander retains in an excellent, excellent match. United Fan TV's here. How are you doing, my friend? United Fan TV. I believe it's always obviously on United View, but I think it's a mod as well. Of course, it's Bradley. So it is. So if we're going to get some crazy, interesting names, we know who it is. That was tremendous, though. What a match. Very much enjoyed that one. Josh Alexander looking back at Jake Something's probably going to shake his hand, because why wouldn't you? That was outstanding. Jake Something, Josh Alexander. The hand is extended by Alexander, and it is shook by Jake Something. Incredible match. There you go. See, that's why I knew it was. If you were unsure that the United Fan TV was Bradley, then you know it's really him. Mixed tag team match is going to be next. So we've got the mixed tag, we've got the tag team titles, and we've got the oh my god, Logan Paul's back on Monday Night Raw. Oh, Jesus. How awful. United Fan TV says, on a real note, your mic is very hot, Owen. Can hear your breathing. Can you? We'll move it away a little bit. Is that any better? They say, I've got this new microphone, so I'm still trying to figure it out. Or, of course, I can just move it down a little bit. There you go. I think that's a bit better. Probably not as hot now. I'm still trying to figure out the new microphone. Yeah, Fantasy says better, still a bit hot. I think if we go with that probably will work. That's probably going to sound a bit better, I think. So this is why we need you in the chat, Bradley. You are my quite literally my ears. The problem is because when I'll record like an actual video on this, it sounds fine, but I don't know if you noticed that today on the video I did on United Fan TV. It was I didn't turn the mic off earlier on. You could actually hear me like breathing before the video even started. Not as hot you that well. Now I know you're lying. Now I know you're definitely lying. As Melina is going to be making... she made her Impact debut this past week, didn't she? I'll see if I can hear this now. This stuff makes me paranoid now because I've got to hear it for myself. I've got to hear how bad I sounded. It's a video package anyway, so we're fine. Let's see how this sounds. This is when I'll find out that like this is when I find out that I was breathing like super heavy the whole time. It wasn't too bad. It was just quite sensitive, wasn't it? You could hear every little breath. I think that's better now, though. I mean, genuinely though, I got this mic like a couple of days ago, and I got this mic a couple of days ago, and it's so much better than my old one. Says, yeah, man, it's impossible to test yourself. I just did a live stream, which sounds not great, but the test I did before sounded perfect. That is so frustrating, isn't it? I mean, it literally is so frustrating because it so does happen. You'll check yourself like, check, and it will sound fine, and then you do it, and then you sound like absolute shit. Fan TV says, I think I should definitely be getting mod status now. Absolutely, you're so right. I trust you, Bradley. There you go. That's the kind of guy I am. I'm very reactionary. You know what it is though? I was talking to a couple of friends of mine actually earlier about this. Because you mentioned the breathing thing. Because as I mentioned, if you go and watch the stream I did today on United View, like the way it starts off, you meant to have the thumbnail and then do the video and stuff like that, but you meant to take yourself out, and I forgot to do that, so you could hear me breathing. I was genuinely shocked how out of breath I sound just sitting down. Like honestly, the amount how out of breath I was just sort of sat down in general. I thought, oh my God, I need to make some serious life changes. Because that's crazy. That is crazy. That I'm sitting there just, it's like sedentary and being like, like, oh my God. You need to sort yourself out. I need to go on a diet. I'm being put to shame. KG's been like cycling for like the last 20 days or something ridiculous. You see his Instagram stories all sweaty at like midnight because he goes on, I don't know if it's like was it like Peloton? Is he doing something like that? It's crazy. Credit to him though. And Deonna Purrazzo is actually wrestling Trey Miguel right now. We're getting intergender wrestling here. Here comes the Drama King. Darth Force says 1 hour. Matthew Rehwoldt sends Trey Miguel into the corner. Darth Force says 1 hour. Yes, 1 hour until Rampage, the first dance. Which is really why we're here tonight. We're really here for CM Punk's AEW debut, which we will be getting tonight. I am, as the hours go by, as the minutes go by, I am increasingly more excited about that. KG looks like he's always fresh out the shower on Insta. He's, I mean, I can't mock it, man. Although I did blame him for the stream being late earlier. I blamed him for it, and he called me out on it on Twitter. He's like, I can't believe you just called me out. I was watching the stream and you blamed me. He said it's your fault. Spear in the corner by Rehwoldt on Melina. I don't know how I feel about people. I know this. It's a big discussion point, intergender wrestling. It's not for me. His work ethic is honestly, it truly is. I mean, obviously he's doing United View stuff, but legitimately he's doing acting work all the time. He's on Ted Lasso. You got Ted Lasso. He was on that Sky show as well, wasn't he? What was it called? Ambulances? I don't know. So he's on that. See his stand-up. Same with Flex. He was on Sky Sports News today. It's like you got KG's on Ted Lasso doing stand-up, all this kind of stuff. Flex is on Sky Sports News. And you've got me watching intergender wrestling at 2 a.m. in the morning to 16 people. I'm quickly becoming the black sheep of United View. Darthor says Trey got lucky not going to NXT, seeing what they want now. Well, they don't want smaller guys. They certainly got younger guys. That's what NXT are certainly looking for. But I don't know if that's, like I said, the new vision, what NXT are looking for, or WWE are looking for in the future. I can't believe Logan Paul's on Raw. I'm so disappointed about that. I'm so disappointed we're going to have more Logan Paul. Who on earth wants that? Who's ever asked it? Who's ever asked for more Logan Paul? It's so disappointing. I can see Seth Rollins is out in a white suit again as well. Looks like a bad version of the Colonel. Can't believe I'm a mod on a wrestling channel and I don't watch it. Last thing I watched had Steve Blackman on it. That's the level of trust you've gained from me, Bradley. It's that level of trust. It's that level of trust that I'm willing to give someone that lives to just do humorous names. That I've looked at that and gone, that's the level of the mod that I want on my channel. Bradley's a good guy though. He's a bod on United View. I saw the other day. I think you do stuff on KG's channel as well because he was on that. Was it the 5 things? That I saw that as well the other day. So I see these things. At least I tried to. I tell you what, this is legitimate. This is how much I'm into this match, but this is on the Sunday stream, the Sunday View, which we're not doing this week because there's a match on Sunday. But on the Sunday stream, there was a comment on there. You can see it. You can see it on there, where essentially it said something to the effect of, Owen looks like a guy that auditioned for Harry Potter, but got the part of a Gryffindor extra. And I tell you what, it got way too many likes for my liking. Way too many likes. I couldn't believe it. Oh, I couldn't believe it. That's the kind of impact I'm leaving. But the joke's on them. I've never watched Harry Potter. Never watched a Harry Potter film in my life. But you know for a fact, I'm bringing that up. Next Probably on, again, it won't be Sunday View, it'll probably be Monday View, or whatever it is. When we have the Four Families Unite. I'm bringing up that Gryffindor. I'm bringing up that Gryffindor reference, I'm telling you. Big clothesline by Trey Miguel. I love Trey Miguel's Miles Morales gear. It's tremendous. Beautiful drop kick. It's a like badass Miles Morales gear he's got on. Beautiful flip. Oh, drop kick between the shoulder blades. And I kind of just realized that I've got like 2 programs going on at the same time. I've almost got like visual stimulus overload right now. Are they going to do a Brood thing on Smackdown? Is that what they're doing? No way. They ain't got Christian. They can't do the Brood. Oh, they're going to do a bloodbath. No way. That's so Attitude Era. The light's going to come back on. Oh, he doesn't. I thought they were going to do a bloodbath. I think I don't have the sound on. Are they going to drop the blood on him? Get Gangrel out there. That's why. Oh, they are. They did a bloodbath. Holy cow. Oh, no, it's in black. They can't do blood, so he's dressed. So they've dipped black stuff on him. Is it black? Oh, it looks like pudding. Looks like they just. Looks like someone had an accident on him, to be honest with you. What? What is going on? Is going on that? I enjoy the throwback to the Attitude Era. I enjoyed the Brood thing. They can't really do the Brood since Christian isn't in there. He's in AEW right now. But they did the version of the bloodbath, but instead they just looks like he dropped diarrhea on him. God. Man, that's gross. The blood, not the sneeze. I mean, it happens all the time. United Fan TV says, have you ever thought of streaming playing wrestling games? You know, I thought about it, but I haven't played a wrestling game in a year, and frankly, wrestling games nowadays are terrible. Old ones, if I could. If I could stream playing Smackdown 2 on PS1, I probably would. I'm sure there's probably some way of doing it. I'm just not that. I'm not that technologically savvy. But Melina just lost to Matthew Rehwoldt, got the victory. I will be honest, I paid actually zero attention to that match. I was very much focused on what was going on SmackDown. I was checking out the live chat as well. I'm trying not to breathe heavy as well. But I think if I try holding my breath that much, I'm probably going to pass out midstream, which should not be ideal. But it's funny you pointed that out because again, I was conscious of that earlier on. They're a thing, microphones, man. Like getting the right sound is actually way harder than it should be. You know, like when you watch someone on YouTube. Or like you listen to the radio and they just sound good. That's what I want to sound like. And I get that sometimes. And then other times I'm like this close to the mic and it sounds terrible. Or whatever. And it's very frustrating. I'm very much a perfectionist on that. Like today when I did the United View stream, you kind of saw it on the stream, but not really. We had these really cool graphics that I came up with, or kind of came up with the other guy behind the scenes, Josh. And it's a really cool brick wall with some like colors on it, but it also had like graphics of the players and the names and all this kind of stuff, and it looked great. It really did look great. Oh, it's the wrong one. Yeah, it looked really good, but we couldn't get OBS to work, which sucked because it did look really good. And whenever you do anything through like OBS, or I use Streamlabs OBS, whatever you do it through there, quality is just so much better. StreamYard quality is just so shit. You saw a little hint though of the AEW Rampage, the first dance. Mics are very hard to get right, especially if you're using OBS and other software which can mess it up. It's true. It is very, very true. This is what the problem was with my old one, is my old mic, you had to like configure loads, and then you'd go into StreamYard and essentially it would like reset all of these settings. I guess in reality you should just always test, but that's not always the way. Here comes Rich Swann and Willie Mack. Von Vile says, buy a filter to go in front of the mic to block breathing. This one does have it. The problem is it's ginormous. Literally, it's like that big. And the problem is if it was that big, it just wouldn't look good on camera. And I've kind of like, this boom I've got here isn't actually for this mic, it's for my old mic. I've got to buy the correct boom for this one. So this thing is kind of like Frankenstein at the moment. So it's a whole deal. I think it would just look silly. It would look silly if I put that filter on there. Obviously, though, you're right. Like, if I was doing like voiceover and stuff like that, I would put it on. But in reality, these are good issues you want to have. Oh, it said Willie. I did. Proud to say it. Don't bother me, mate. I've grown up on this channel. We're getting a bit more adult tonight. I'm saying Willie. Pro Wrestling Fan says, I feel like not tonight, but in the future, Swann and Mack are going to beat the Good Brothers for the tag titles. I feel like GOD are going to fight them at Bound for Glory. I don't know if GOD are going to come into Impact. I think if GOD face the Good Brothers, it'll probably be on a New Japan broadcast. But the tag titles are on the line. We're less than an hour to go to Rampage, the big one. What everyone's excited for. That's pretty cool. Said, Pro Wrestling Sellouts at the United Center in Chicago. WWF SummerSlam 1994. WCW Monday Nitro June 28, 1999. And now AEW Rampage, The First Dance, August 20th, 2021. Yes. Darthor says, could you ever see AEW and Impact, or one of them, create a cross-promotional title? I doubt it. You never know, though. Instead of a pop filter, get the foam covering. Does the same thing. I do have foam coverings, but they don't fit this thing. I have them like here, but they don't fit. Oh shit! Now if I try, I mean, I'll mute it while I try and do it. I need to buy a bigger one. I need to get a bigger one. But you're right, I do. It's annoying though as well, isn't it? Because the you're right, the foam covering does help. But I don't know about you, but I always like the look of the mic without the foam covering. It always just looks better, doesn't it? There's a big suplex by Joe Doering there. So we're about, what, 45 minutes or so from Rampage, the first dance going live on the air. And how many matches have we got left? Impact Tag Team titles and the main event, I think. So it depends how long it's going to last. If it's going to be super, super long. Yeah, you're right. I did kind of walk into that one, didn't I? Whether that's what she said. Doesn't fit. It's tremendous. It's very good. I appreciate that one. I just see on Smackdown that Montez Ford is wearing like beach shorts. What is he just wearing beach shorts for? You're right there, Bradley. It does sound better. It sounds better already. It doesn't sound like I'm like perpetually asthmatic. I bought the NT USB. I always like the best one. I think it's like the best one you can get. That and like what's the other one? Like the Blue Yeti. Is that what it's called? But the NT USB. This is definitely the best one I've ever had. That's what she said. But this is definitely the best one that I've had. I just I feel like once I get it really dialed in, then it's going to sound really good. I think it sounds pretty. In fairness, I think it sounds pretty good anyway. Like actually, the space I'm in is actually quite echoey. So yeah, I am quite happy with it. But you're right. I think it does need some tweaks. I'm just anything like that. I'm just the biggest perfectionist as well. Darth Thor says Gallows and Dorian was a lot better than I thought it would be on last night's Impact. It was good. The big man matches are great. Bradley says, can I just say you're very good at talking Man United so easily. I really appreciate that. I try not to be one of those over the top, screamy guys. Just enjoy it, Yes, but I could hear you, Adam's up and moving up and down. Yeah. Problem is as well, and I don't know, people, other content creators, you can maybe sympathize with this. I'm one of those people that I just cannot listen to myself. So I can't listen. I don't watch my streams back or anything like that, which is terrible because that's the only way you're going to find out how you sound and stuff like that. But I hate it. I honestly, I hate I hate it. I hate listening to myself back and stuff like that. The Blue Yeti is poop. It has the look of a microphone that wouldn't be great. That's why I didn't go for it. It looks like one of those stereotypical, like ginormous blocky things. Yeah, I think it sounds better. I think it sounds better like this. Yeah, it does sound better. The only annoying thing is as well, though, with stuff like this, like you said earlier, you can do all of this tweaking. You can do all of this tweaking now, and then I'll go live for something tomorrow, and it will sound terrible again. It will sound rubbish. Rhino just says he doesn't love someone in the audience, which just feels the need to let them know. Darth Thor says, hope Jericho doesn't blow out the speakers by screaming for Punk for 45 minutes. Man, his commentary last week was really tough to listen to. He just it just sounded like a crazy man shouting at traffic. Audio is 10 times better now. Make a note of these exact settings. Well, literally all I did, I've got it about here, so it's not that far away from me. What are we talking about that? About 2 fists away from me. And I took down the like threshold a little bit on Streamlabs OBS. The only problem is, of course, is like if I go on like StreamYard, they're not going to use that settings. So I think it's just be a case of like I'll just make sure the microphone's got to be far away from me. The only good thing with the boom, though, with like an audio boom, is you can keep this height. So it's just a case of making sure it's quite far away. But you can let me know, Bradley, whenever I'm on an next stream, put it in the live chat. Audio sounds good, Owen. Thumbs up. I'll be like, yes, I know. That started from a wrestling stream on my channel. I know the audio sounds good. But seriously, I appreciate that. I do appreciate that. Because I would have been, again, I would have not known. And I would have, like, maybe watched the stream later on. I'd be like, oh, I sound terrible. Or like you, I'd be like, that's so sensitive. Karl Anson's going to go for a body slam on Rich Swann. And a kick to the gut. This Emergence special definitely does feel like just pure filler tonight. I'm already looking forward to Rampage. I'm really not paying any attention to it. And it's going to be a super long weekend as well. This is night 1 of 3. Staying up super late. So it's going to be a long couple of days. Some of the names on YouTube I adore. I really do. Like I put up I always put up polls saying, what are you going to be watching Smackdown or Rampage or whatever it is? And I put up something saying, are you going to be watching AEW Rampage, the first dance tonight? I think he deleted it. But one of the subscribers to the channel, which is Steve the Woodcarving Druid, which I think is such a great name. I love that name. Steve the Woodcarving Druid. If you are watching this, Steve, tremendous name. Mack's a massive forearm. Uppercut by Karl Anson. Beautiful Samoan drop by Willie Mack. A kip up. He's going to go for a standing moonsault. That's outrageous. The guy is like 300 pounds and he can do a moonsault. How unbelievable is that? Swann with a scent on there. That was decent as well. I mean, now that we are literally, legitimately, like, half an hour, 40 minutes away from Rampage going on the air. I've just completely checked out. I've just completely checked out of this event. But, you know. It's, I tell you what, Mack, he's unbelievably athletic for a guy of his size, though. Truly. It's incredible how athletic he is. Would you consider doing a fan call-in on this channel for the wrestling? I don't know. I don't know if I'm big enough. That's what she said as well. Yeah, I don't know if I'm big enough. Oh, the Good Brothers won. I wasn't paying any attention. This is the worst watch along ever. I just haven't been paying any attention. Would I consider doing a fan call-in on this channel for the wrestling? I don't know. Like sometimes the live streams can be quite unpredictable with pro wrestling. Depends if there's stuff on at the time or whatever. It's not as predictable as the football. Violent by Design look unhappy with Rhino. I don't know if this angle that I know is going to happens at this show. I think it does happen in the future, though. They're unhappy that Rhino lost. I think they're going to attack Rhino. Also, I can see on Smackdown that Rick Boogs is actually wrestling. This is his first match on Smackdown, I think. They're holding up this Violent by Design flag. And I think they're just going to beat the hell out of Rhino. David Book says, that's okay, we understand. We all have other stuff on our minds right now. Oh, yeah, it's the CM Punk thing. Or mentalist calling. Well, obviously that could be humorous. I mean, I do like to think I'm relatively quick on my feet when it comes to some people, but if it's one thing that you learn by doing, like, you know, live streams on YouTube or seeing comments, all this kind of stuff, you do know that people are crazy. Like, legitimately, people are crazy. I said it, I was on the Distraction Patreon on Tuesday, and when you like grow up, your parents and at school, you're told that everyone's got their own personality and everyone's different, but ultimately people are good and all that kind of stuff. But once you start getting involved in social media and you start like doing like content on YouTube and all this kind of stuff, then you realize actually people are just nuts. Some people are just crazy. Sometimes in a good way, but sometimes people are just nuts. Ah, no way. Rick Boogs just picked Apollo Crews on SmackDown. What is wrong with Apollo Crews right now? Rick Boogs is beating him right now. Apollo Crews is just over. He's finished. He's over not in the pro wrestling sense, but in the literal sense. He's finished. Not good. Now he's going to play guitar. Oh dear. Jeffrey says, lots of good pro wrestling content today. I mean, not just today, all weekend. This is wrestling's weird right now that everything converges at once. Like everything just comes into one weekend because they know suddenly that's when people are interested in pro wrestling. So you have SummerSlam, you have Rampage, you have Emergence, you have TakeOver, and it all just comes into one. And it can become quite difficult. As we have the world title match coming up next. How much of it we see, I don't know. I'm hoping this lasts 20 minutes and we'll be done by 1:45. Then I'll probably take 5 minutes and we'll be ready to go on the air for Rampage at 10:02. That's the hope. I think either way I'm going to probably go off the air at 1:45. Because I don't want to be dropping this stream and then just, I want to give myself a little bit of time. And that really is the thing that everyone's interested in tonight, obviously, isn't it? Lion says, Apollo Crews has been struggling of late. He has. He certainly has. Bianca Belair's wrestling. Who's she wrestling tonight? I think that's ring gear, isn't it? Have they addressed the Sasha Banks thing? Because we don't know if Sasha Banks is even going to be wrestling at SummerSlam. Brian Myers is out there now. So Christian Cage, I mean, it's so cool to have Christian Cage back inside of an Impact ring, isn't it? Especially with his old Impact music. That's tremendous too. Pro Wrestling Fan says, don't think this goes more than 25 minutes, but I think it's going to be a good match. It's going to be a good match. I've heard it's going to be a good match, because obviously it was taped before that. Bianca versus Carmella and Zelina. I see. But here comes Christian Cage with his old Impact music, which of course he's been using in AEW, but seeing it on an Impact broadcast is pretty awesome. And out he comes with the Impact World Championship. Old Christian, can you believe it? Is there no Cena on SmackDown tonight either? I don't think there is. I do find it funny that they're saying that, like, oh, the Impact World Championship is home, back on our soil. Still with an AEW guy. Like, there's no difference, realistically. Inside of an Impact ring, yeah. Impact Wrestling ring. He's doing the old Christian logo as well. Tremendous. Absolutely tremendous. Of the old Christian Cage hand signal. It is pretty wild that it's 2021 and we're having Christian Cage wrestling inside of an Impact Wrestling ring. It's main event time for the Impact World Championship. Brian Hebner's the referee. Son of Earl. Nephew of Dave. Lion says, everything seems like an appetizer before CM Punk's AEW debut. Impact just feeling time like SmackDown. It does feel like that, doesn't it? I mean, even myself, I've got SmackDown on the screen to my right. I've got this Impact Plus event on too. We'll be going live right after for Rampage watch along, and we'll be doing a post show. Man, I'm gonna be tired. I'm gonna be tired. The thing is, like, if you put it this way, if you just cover like pro wrestling, you'll just probably stick at US time. It's no big deal. If you cover both wrestling and football, you have to stick at both, and it can be troubling, to say the least. It can be troubling. It can be slightly tough. And for a couple of other wrestling websites, I work on UK time covering US stuff, which can be a bit troublesome as well. Today, just in particular, was a busy day. I was doing quite a lot of stuff for Wrestling Inc. I've got some features I'm writing for Sports Keeda as well. So we're very busy at the moment. Certainly very busy at the moment, but it's enjoyable. This is why we do it, right? Darthor says, Edge and Christian were my favourite out of the big three in Attitude Era tag teams. Bigger than the Hardys and the Dudleys, I'm assuming. So usually at this point I'd be like, who do you think's going to win? But we know who's going to win. Oh, there's going to be Cena on Rayne Smackdown. It's face to face. One of these chats are going, oh, no Cena tonight. It's the main event. As if Cena wouldn't be on the go-home show to SummerSlam on SmackDown. Of course he's going to be on there. So we're going to have Bianca Belair versus, was it Zelina Vega and Carmella on SmackDown? I wonder if Zelina Vega's going to lose again. Probably. Brian Myers and Christian Cage starting off slow here, to say the least. As Carmella on SmackDown. Technically, I'm doing like 3. I'm doing like 2 watch-alongs at the same time. This is very tough. So I think they're taping AEW Dark before Rampage. Did I see that right? Did that say match 17 of Dark before Rampage? Holy cow. How long is this episode of Dark going to be? $17 matches before Rampage. They get their stuff in fairness. I suppose you've got to deliver a show. Even though it's 1 hour, you still got to give them something prior to that. So that's true. Yep, as Bradley says, if you're watching along with us, please hit a like and sub. As the main event is still in the ring right now with Christian Cage and Brian Myers. Still a bit of jockeying for position here. Collar and elbow tie up once again. Less than half an hour ago to Rampage as well. Which is very exciting. Which is why we're all here this evening. I don't even know how many subscribers I'm on. I'm just in general the worst YouTuber. 4, 5, 6, 7. See if we can get 4, 5, 70. We might do that by the Rampage post show, maybe. Cage going to go for the reverse DDT. Vintage, as Michael Cole would say. Vintage Christian Cage. He's going to go for a spear, it looks like. Ooh. Brian Myers rolls out the ring. He's going to wrap Christian's leg around the post. Ooh, big chop by Christian Cage. Going to go for it again. Bradley says, if you're not watching along, then you're a smelly poop. There you go. That's the kind of threats we have on this channel. If you're not watching along, you smelly poop. Sorry. Darthor says, starting to feel like a kid on Christmas Eve waiting for Punk. It is exciting. I have a feeling we're going to be waiting for like an hour, though, to be honest with you. Jeffrey says, Matt Cardona versus Christian Cage in a unification match, GCW Impact. Could you imagine? Could you imagine? I want to see that version of Matt Cardona in Impact, though. Oh, Sam Beal distracted Christian Cage, and Brian Myers just backdropped or back suplex Cage on the ring apron. I got my second vaccine shot as well on Sunday last week, so I'm fully vaccinated now and double jabbed. If you haven't got yours, go do it. Keep yourself safe. Keep others safe as well. I got my jab. Then later on that evening did the Sunday stream. And, I'll be honest, like the next day I felt terrible. I did. I was a bit out of commission for a day. I say out of commission. I still managed just to record videos and stuff like that. And do some work, but yeah, man, I felt rough the next day. But, you know, it's worth it. Absolutely worth it. Bradley says, one day I hope to get to 100 subs. Spending my time on wrestling channels might not be optimal, but I love Owen. Ah, Bradley, come on. You're catching me in the fields. You're catching me right there. That's the thing, though, with like this whole YouTube game. You know what it is? I say it all the time, and it does sound like such a cliche. I have no idea how I have we got to 4,500 subscribers right now. Like it baffles me. It really does baffle me, and it really does mean a lot. It really means loads. More than people realize. It still blows my mind even now. Especially like I said, if I have stuff with like the microphone, I'll have like a bad mic and I'll be like, why on earth are these people listening to me? Why would they listen to that? Because I can't even listen to myself anyway, let alone all these people. So you just got to stick at it. You got to stay consistent, persevere, find ways to keep improving, keep investing in yourself. That's something I always believe in. Always invest in new equipment. Always invest in new lights, new microphones, green screens, you name it. Everyone's journey is unique. You just got to keep trying, and eventually it will come. If you believe in yourself and you keep improving, eventually it will come. Just need that little break. Just need a little break, and you never know. And you need to bet on yourself. You need to put yourself out there, and you need to reach out to people and not take no for an answer, and just keep going with it. Which I know I've just rattled off about a million cliches, but it's true. It is legitimately true. And Brian Myers, a bit of an enziguri to the head of Christian Cage. Beautiful flatliner. Goes for a cover. And Cage kicks out. Bradley's out of here. I appreciate your support as always, Bradley. Bradley's a great guy. If you're a Man United fan, go subscribe to his channel. He's essentially produced me tonight with the microphone. I mean, if that's not enough reason to go and subscribe to Bradley's channel, then he's got a ringing endorsement for me. He helps out a lot on United View and on KG's channel. He's good folk, and they're difficult to find nowadays, so I appreciate you, Bradley. Even with your suspect names. So Christian Cage and Brian Myers trading right hands here. David Book says, I watch your updates every day. Enjoy your work. I appreciate that, David. I really do. It's only the beginning. We're always growing here. That's what she said. Man, they won't stop this evening. That's what she said. It feels like a bad episode of The Office with Michael Scott, doesn't it? Although I don't care what people say. That's what she said is always funny. Always funny. It's never not funny, is it? And Cage is now standing on the between the shoulder blades of Brian Myers. Float over's going to go big slap to the face. As Bianca Belair is still facing... Is she facing Carmella on SmackDown? Is it a bit of a gauntlet situation? Is that what it is now? She's gone a bit of a gauntlet. I think she faced Zelina Vega. I'm assuming she beat her. And now she's going to be facing Carmella, right? I think that's the situation on SmackDown. It's very difficult to judge what's happening with the sound off. I know how people do it. It is rather difficult, to say the least. Bianca Belair's something else, though. She's very good. Right, Brian Myers gets a couple of near falls there. True Flight 11 says Impact needs to travel. Bradley says Owen Piesh. Nearly. But those Mamos, they're breaking some great players. Some very good players. Going for a superplex, it looks like. Going for a superplex. Christian's managing to fight back. We're only 20 minutes to go to Rampage 2. Tornado DDT. Beautiful. Spikes him. Cover. Ooh. Brian Myers kicks out. Lion 2012 says, I like your channel and daily updates. I'm usually eating or relaxing. Watch them. Wow. The soundtrack to Lions Live. I appreciate that. Keep up the good work. I have family in England too. Well, I appreciate that, Lion. I really do. Like I said, it still blows my mind that that's the case. Darthor says, did you want the Super League? Oh, of course not. What are we, crazy? What are we, sadists here? No way. Oh, beautiful spear by Christian Cage. D'Lo Brown's about to jump out of his skin, it looks like. Kill switch. I think this is going to be over. Cover. 2, 3. Christian Cage gets the victory. And we end at quarter 2. Lovely. Lovely. Well done, Impact. Good timing. Good for you. They're not being silly here. They know this. They know the score. That was a good match. They certainly know the score. This has given us perfect enough time to end this, and we can switch over to the Rampage Stream. Stream. It's going to be a scream. But what a wild year. Christian Cage retaining the Impact World Championship against Brian Myers inside of an Impact ring. Ugh. It's crazy. I reminded me as well, like when Matt Striker was saying about the kill switch there, that Matt Striker caught a ton of Christian's ECW matches, didn't he? I forgot about that. Well, Impact Wrestling has gone off the air, so that means we will go off the air for maybe like a couple of minutes. We've got the Rampage stream set up. I think I set up for quarter 2. I'll probably give it a couple of minutes. We'll probably go on the air at like 10 to or something like that, so I can get a bit of a drink quickly. But be sure to join us there. Be sure to smash a like on this video, leave a comment below, and be sure to subscribe. Bottom right hand corner will be